Bonjour, Kiefer. Bonjour, Rory. Another Halloween story, okay? Since it's October now. In French, it's Octobre. Did you guys learn that at school yet? Here we go. It's called Drusilla's Halloween. Once upon a Halloween, 1,000,000 spells ago, witches prepared for a spine-chilling night. They scooped out pumpkins and carved scary faces. They gulped potions that grew extra warts on their chins. Yuck. While their cats practiced hissing, the witches honed their cackling skills with petrifying results. Last but not least, they moosed the hair on each cat's back so it stood up spikier than ever. In those days, witches sneaked silently on foot, spooking and spelling. So before they crept toward the town folks' homes, they practiced walking on tippy-toe. All of them except ancient Drusilla, the ricketiest witch of all. She slumped on the floor of her mountaintop house, moaning as loudly as the wind in the trees. "Woe is me! What shall I do?" Drusilla wailed to the rafters. She slapped her knees angrily and stood up. Snap! Crack! Drusilla covered her ears. "Hush, you treacherous old knees!" Creak! Pop! "You're robbing me of the element of surprise." She limped to the door and glared down at the town. Her cat, Drizzle, wound himself around her legs. "I must think fast. I won't let noisy knees spoil my plans." Snap, crack, creak, pop. An ear-splitting hee-haw pierced the air. Drusilla grabbed her jack-o'-lantern and a rope. "With eyes like steel," she said. "Come now, Drizzle, I have an idea." Drusilla shambled out to the field. Snap, crack, creak, pop. Her uproarious knees sent squirrels scurrying into the trees. Rabbits dove into the holes. Fireflies turned off their lights. Drusilla's donkey rolled his eyes. Drusilla tied the rope around his neck. Carefully balancing her jack-o'-lantern, she pulled herself up onto the donkey's back. She cackled triumphantly. "Come, Drizzle, we have work to do. Giddy up." The donkey didn't budge. Drusilla kicked her heels. Nothing. She kicked some more. He still didn't move. She squeezed her eyes shut, pinched her nose tightly, and forced herself to add, "Please." Still no luck. "Okay, pal, you asked for it." She closed her eyes and chanted, "Swiftly, silently gallop, I say, carry me quickly to town today." But the donkey was too stubborn to fall under Drusilla's spell. He brayed again and sat down. Drizzle leaped as the jack-o'-lantern rolled. Drusilla slid to the ground with a groan. Crack, snap, creak, pop. Drusilla struggled to get to her feet. The noises bent the blades of grass and echoed off the hills. Snap, crack, creak, pop. But Drusilla smiled when she saw her wheelbarrow with a eef that came all the way from her toes. She heaved herself and her jack-o'-lantern in. Drizzle settled on her lap. Drusilla closed her eyes and chanted, Swiftly, silently, wheelbarrow roll. Soon my spell will take their toll. The wheelbarrow rolled downhill, zigzagging wildly. Before Drusilla could chant a stopping spell, crash! Spitting mad, Drusilla shook her fist at the town. Don't count me out. I have not yet begun to fright. Drusilla hobbled homeward. Snap, crack, creak, pop. When her chickens heard her coming, they shivered so hard their feathers fell off. The wind swirled them up around Drusilla. She smiled another witchy smile. Quickly, Drusilla took off her cape and filled it with feathers. Drizzle, we have work to do. Drusilla smeared her arms with paste. She patted feathers onto them until her arms were covered from shoulder to fingertip. Drusilla cackled and flapped her arms. She rose to the kitchen ceiling. Circling once, she kicked open the door and flew outside to try her wings. Her cries of success turned to tears when a dark cloud burst and rain soaked her chickeny wings. A downpour of feathers fell to the ground as the rain washed away the paste. Drusilla landed just in time. Even if the wings had worked, there would have been no seed for you. But we can't give up now, she told Drizzle. Leftover feathers dotted the kitchen floor. Drusilla shook her head and picked up her broom. Just as she swept her first sweep, she thought an interesting thought. Drusilla closed her eyes and chanted, "Eyes of toad, tail of bat, a fine flat place to seat my cat. Handle thin, handle long, perfect to hang my pumpkin on. Blood of worms, wings of bees, a quiet flight for noisy knees. Up and down, around the room, get up and fly, you beautiful broom." The broom rose into the air. It hovered waiting in front of Drusilla. "Drizzle, it's time we were swept off our feet." Drusilla grabbed her emergency backup jack-o'-lantern and hung it from the handle. She perched herself behind it. Drizzle leaped on and growled a happy growl. Before you could say whoosh, they whisked out the door. And the rest is history. Drusilla's silent ambush became a witchy legend. That long ago Halloween night, Drusilla successfully scared each child only as much as he or she wanted to be scared, just as she had planned. And that's the end of the story. Bonsoir, Rory. Bonsoir, Kiefer. Je t'aime, Rory. Je t'aime, Kiefer.